welcome to Phil and Dave's Excellent Adventures. Just Dave here. Today I'm talking about the movie Knox Goes Away. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you are concerned about spoilers, I suggest go and watch the movie first before you watch this review. Knox Goes Away, it's a thriller film directed by Michael Keaton. It's about a contract killer who is diagnosed with a moving form of dementia, Creutzfeldt-Jakob Disease. And he's trying to spend his final days kind of getting everything together, and then his son ends up, well, killing somebody and needing his help. So he's trying to deal with all of that while also dealing with the fact that he is losing his mind. So as far as what I liked about the movie, overall the cast was great. I really like Michael Keaton, and he is good in this as John Knox. Al Pacino's in this, and he's actually acting. I feel like I haven't really seen Al Pacino act in a while. He's just been kind of yelling for a while. So yeah, I thought he was pretty good in this. Marcia Harden is always good. I liked her in this as well as his ex-wife. James Marsden, I heard someone say he was miscast, but I thought he was really good in this. I really enjoyed him in this. Suzy Nakamura was one of my favorite characters. She was great as the detective. The other detective as well, John Hoogenakker. He was great as well. I liked Joanna Kulig as Annie. Yeah, even the other characters, Thomas Muncie, Ray McKinnon, was good. Lela, Loren, overall, fairly good performances. I liked them all. Cinematography was good. It was by Marshall Adams. He's done El Camino, Gods and Monsters, Baby Geniuses, a pretty diverse filmography there. I like the music by Alex Heffes. He's worked on Touching the Void, One Day in September, Last King of Scotland, and Inside Job. And yeah, overall, the movie was entertaining. I think it took me maybe a little longer than it should have to figure out what was happening, but within, the first act, so the first half hour or so, I'm like, wait, what's going on? Why is he taking the glass that his son grabbed and like putting it in the bag and everything? It seems like he's trying to frame his son. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand what's happening here. So yeah, but I enjoyed the twist and I enjoyed watching it play out, even though I kind of knew where it was going to go. They do kind of a last minute where they try to subvert your expectations at the end, where he goes in and accuses them of turning him in for taxes. But even then, I'm like, oh, this is part of the thing. I get it. But I appreciated watching it happen. I thought it was an interesting and at least, a somewhat original story. At least it wasn't based on, existing IP or something like that. As far as what I dislike about the movie, some of the acting maybe isn't as great, so I kind of hesitated with Ray McKinnon, for example. Like, I like him. I think he was mostly good, but at the very beginning, at least, when he first started talking, I was like, ooh, I don't know, what's this? And then I feel like weirdly, the rest of his performance, I think, was pretty good. He's not in it for much after that, but there was, I feel like some of the side characters, some of the people who just had a couple lines, and it wasn't even maybe that the acting was bad, maybe just the directing wasn't quite where it needed to be. I'm not quite sure. This is Michael Keaton's second movie. I thought it was his first, but he has directed a movie before this. But I think sometimes that's kind of what sometimes I see people who give a good performance and I see him give a bad performance. And my only thing is, like, I've seen bad actors give a good performance for a good director. Whereas I've also seen good actors give a bad performance or a bad director. So I always kind of blame the acting on the director if the acting isn't quite where it needs to be. There's not really much that for women in this movie, except for Detective Akari. She's actually a cool character. She's got agent. She's got stuff going on. But, like, I don't know, his ex-wife doesn't really have much to do. His son's wife, not much. The daughter, is involved in the plot, but and she does actually have a scene where her acting is pretty good, I think. But other than that, just being a 16-year-old girl who's in love with a much older guy, it's a pretty thin characterization. As parts of the movie try a little too hard to be cool, for sure. There's a little like, did you bury the guy? No, why? Because then I'd have to dig him up and kill him again. Okay, calm down. Like, what do who's that for? Like, all right. There's a little bit of that, or like, oh, they met up IRL. What's that mean in real life? Would you say that? Okay, calm down, boomer. Like, I get it. Like internet speak. All right, fine. And like I said, the movie is a little predictable, which it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Generally, if I don't know, I don't mind if movies predictable as long as I like the way that it goes, I suppose. So other than that, movie is directed by Michael Keaton. This is the second movie. He also directed something called The Merry Gentleman, which I don't remember even really hearing about. But reading the synopsis, it sounds like he also plays a hitman in that, I think. So he's like a suicidal hitman or something. I don't know. Written by Gregory Poirier. I forgot to put his last name on my notes here, but Gregory Poirier. He did National Treasure, Book of Secrets, and Rosewood. So, okay. Wasn't sure on the budget on this one or the box office. I think it's pretty low generally, but I didn't have any concrete numbers on it. Rotten Tomatoes on this one, the audience is definitely liking it more than the critics. The critics are at 55%. And the audience are at 85. So the audience are liking it quite a bit more, I would say. But critics are being, a little more harsh here. That being said, I liked the movie. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was the best movie ever, but I enjoyed it. It was fine for what it was. Maybe not something I needed to go to the theater to see exactly, but something that if it popped up on Netflix or, whatever, Amazon Prime, then definitely worth a watch. So I think my score on this one's going to be a 7 out of 10. But if you saw the movie, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, and I will see you here again next week.